We're going to move on now to what's been a long-standing demand of the opposition and something the Prime Minister will personally take on, a debate in Parliament on Operation Sindoor. I'm joined by Colonel Rohit Chaudhary, Chairperson and ex-Servicemen's Department of the All India Congress, and Gopal Krishna Agarwal, spokesperson of the BJP. Colonel Chaudhary, let me come to you first. Are you satisfied about the fact that the Prime Minister will respond to all the issues which the opposition has been demanding?
Yes, it is very important. Look, national security is most important aspect of our country. If the national security is all right, borders are safe, then all of us are safe. Whatever has happened in Pahalgam, Congress party and the entire India bloc, all opposition parties threw their weight behind the government and expressed their solidarity with the security forces and gave a blanket go-ahead to the government to do anything against the terror, perpetrators of terror against our boundaries or against our nation. Now it is very important that the Operation Sindoor has finished, or maybe it has been paused from 7th to 10th of May it happened, but it has been temporarily.
No, but Colonel Chaudhary, what is it that you seek? We all know the end outcome of Operation Sindoor was one where India decisively had a military edge. Right, Pakistan came to the negotiating table. So what is it that you seek information on?
See, the important aspects are the accountability of 22 April Pahalgam attack.
26,
what
yes.
was the security, intelligence,
yes.
operational failures, 40 minutes of terror attack. We have never seen in our history we have never experienced it.
Okay, no, so that's a valid point, and let me get a response from Gopal Krishna Agarwal before I go back to you. Colonel, hold on. I'll come back to you, make the rest of your points, but I want to give him a chance to speak as well. I do believe it is a valid point to ask questions about those responsible for the 26/11 attacks. The fact is, till date, they've still not been hunted down. But you know, what does this say about our relative vulnerability to terrorism from Pakistan even now? Do you not believe that this is a valid point that does need to be debated?
Surely, when Operation Sindoor will be discussed, all the points will be discussed. Government will come up with whatever the intelligence issues are there. But we also have to understand what is the opposition's role during Operation Sindoor and post-Operation Sindoor. That also should come out in the front of the country. The way opposition leaders have been talking and questioning our army, their government approach, and then their statements were being leveraged by Pakistan and China. So all these issues and our undermining our national security, army, defense, etc. at global international platforms.
So specifically, Mr. Agarwal, what you're referring to and what you object to are remarks made by some opposition leaders on losses in the Indian Armed Forces during this operation. Is that what you're referring to?
Including that, and otherwise also they were questioning when the issue about the US intervention, when the Prime Minister has
so 2 points over there.
Let's get some of the what I want to tell is there are several issues with the Operation Sindoor where opposition role was not conducive to the national interest. That also
all right. So let's talk about those 2 points. Number one, the extremely controversial one, Colonel Chaudhary, about potential losses sustained by the Indian Armed Forces during the operations. The counter perspective to that, and as a soldier yourself, you know perfectly well, sir, that when there is war, when there are military operations, there will be losses. You take the losses and you continue fighting. Therefore, is there not a danger if the losses suffered by the Indian Armed Forces, or potential losses, I should say, as a theme is politicized?
Right. I would like to put the things straight. In the facts are not correctly brought out by my colleague. I would like to say that the Congress party and the all complete India bloc or the opposition threw the weight behind the government. That is one. They have never questioned the work of the operations done by our defense forces in Operation Sindoor. And during this portion of Operation Sindoor, all parties, they they kept away from any criticism or any questioning on any aspect. Now, once the Operation Sindoor is finished or is over, it is the duty of any operations. It is the duty of the government. And as a soldier, we also carry out
No,
the
but Colonel
stock-taking.
Chaudhary, that's
What have we
factually
got?
incorrect.
What have we lost?
Your
What have we
own
learned?
party has raised question marks, repeatedly highlighting what the US President Donald Trump has said
Right,
about
right.
apparently
That is-
ending the. So
Yes.
this was when Operation Sindoor A has not ended. But these questions
No,
have been
kindly-
constantly coming. Secondly, there
kindly
have been
let-
questions which have been raised on losses by the Indian Armed Forces.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Now,
Kindly let me complete. Now, once the operations are over, it is the responsibility of the government to come
Operation
out
is
very,
not
very
over,
clearly.
sir.
It is, you say it is paused. As of now, there is a ceasefire existing, and the ceasefire has come from 20,000 kilometers away from our borders. US President has announced ceasefire. It has never happened in the history. We are questioning because the statements have come from the CDS in Singapore, then our defense attaché, Captain Shiv Kumar in Malaysia, and Deputy Chief also. They are saying that and External Affairs Minister. So all these statements have to be corroborated.
no, but Colonel Chaudhary, and then I'll come to Mr. Agarwal after that. Let's just deal with these issues one by one, sir. When you talk about statements made outside, this government has repeatedly said, and we have been reporting this diligently on the basis of briefings which have taken place by the armed forces as well, that it was Pakistan that came to the ceasefire table, and on the basis of that, India decided not. So, irrespective of what Donald Trump says, who do you believe more? Our government or Donald Trump? Question number one.
Look, I have quoted 4 things: Donald Trump, External Affairs Minister, CDS, Deputy Chief, and Captain Shiv Kumar.
No, but they are talking on different issues, sir.
Yes.
One is about purported losses by the Indian Armed Forces, and the other issue is on what Donald Trump has said. So I'm asking you about Donald Trump because the government has clarified.
I would like to give you a holistic answer. First, if you are asking about Donald Trump, 25 times he has come out and he has said that he has enforced ceasefire between the two countries.
So you would rather believe Trump than the government of India, because the government of India on record has explained the sequence of events.
Then that is what we want in the parliament.
All right, okay.
Prime Minister
So
to answer.
we will deal with this first, and then the other point on purported losses. But let me take that back to Mr. Agarwal. Donald Trump has been repeatedly saying, in fact, I think in the last 24, 48 hours, he's again said it. What the Colonel says is a fact that he claims that he's brought an end to a war which could have become a nuclear war. India says that it is Pakistan that came to the ceasefire table. When the opposition says they want clarity, do you believe it's a valid question, or do you believe that they're politicizing something which we have put our position clearly out on?
No, there are 2 issues. One thing is that the same statement, they want it to be on the floor of the parliament. That is one issue that they can ask for, and definitely government, defense minister or prime minister, whoever answers, they will deal with the question and the answer. But the thing is, the opposition role is that they are believing what Donald Trump has said. At these kind of conflict, everybody knows that so many countries say something, so several things, but the prime minister and everybody, the foreign minister, defense minister, have clarified so many times that anybody may have said that you don't fight, but that means the suggestion, Indian leadership is strong enough to take decision in the national interest, and we are a sovereign country. We don't go by what other countries say. And the second important part is the Operation Sindoor is still going on. It has been very clarified at several times. And the important issue, why they cannot do the positive side of it, when the Prime Minister, Government of India says that any act of terror will be considered as an act of war. The US has now, TRF has been declared an international terrorist organization. These are important issues. Our team in that the several delegations went to different countries to get support. So important thing is that we at any time, it was a strong reaction, and how much defense establishment of Pakistan were nullified.
Okay, one second, Colonel
So why
Chaudhary.
can't they talk? Question is, only statement of Donald Trump is important for them.
But he did
Indian
speak about
clarification is not
something else
important.
also. Just one
India
second.
destroying their centers.
Got it. Colonel Chaudhary, let me
Nothing
come
is
to him first.
being talked about.
Yeah.
So the intention
No,
and
one second, sir.
is anti-national.
Gopalji, 1 second, please. Let me ask the questions. You made your point. Colonel Chaudhary, the other point that you spoke about are purported losses of to the Indian Armed Forces. You point to what a naval attaché or the military attaché, India's naval attaché in Indonesia had to say. You've spoken about remarks made by the Chief of Defence Staff. But the key point over here is that in the case of losses, apparently, that the Indian Air Force sustained, it has been clarified that everybody walked out of there. In other words, we didn't lose lives as a result of that, right? Number one. And I'll start once again by that question I asked you. As a soldier, sir, you know that when there is a war, and this was a mini war, there are losses which take place. Men and women die. That's an unfortunate reality of conflict. So therefore, why raise questions about that? I mean, what is it that your party seeks to do? Try and understand the tactical and operational basis upon which the Army, Air Force, Navy operate. Is that something to be debated in Parliament and questioned?
And why Pakistan loss is not being appreciated?
Colonel Chaudhary?
Yes. See, the thing is that when we went to war on the night of 6th and 7th of May, and just before the start of our operations, External Affairs Minister, he went on the record and he says that, at the start of the operations, we informed our adversary, our counterpart, that we will be attacking only the terror camps and the Pakistan military can stay away, which they have not chosen to do.
No, but he said that he's been misunderstood in that statement, sir.
That is the surprise we have lost.
So he's clarified that, sir.
Second thing is, CDS says very clearly that it is not important that how many losses we suffered and why we suffered is more important. So it corroborates very well with the External Affairs Minister's statement.
Sir, the External Affairs Minister has clarified this. He has not said that Pakistan was told beforehand that we are going to attack them.
Right. Coming on to Captain Shiv Kumar. He says that we certainly lost some aircraft. So I accept it. I accept it in the war. There will always be losses on both sides. They are also professional army. There will be losses. But our political top brass, they came on record and they said that there were no losses sustained or
they've not said that, sir. There have been armed forces press conferences.
I would like to comment. I would like to state that there are 10 soldiers who have died during the operations. Out of them, 2 are Agniveers. There are certain more losses. So we want the government to come out.
Okay, you want a number on the losses. I think that's a fair point. I do believe that's a fair point. Let's see if those numbers do exist.
Why those things have happened, that is also very important to be debated, to be known to the nation.
Okay.
That what were the strategies which went wrong, and most important is the military objective of destroying nine terror camps was exceedingly well, and it was done very meticulously. But there were 150 more terror camps, they were existing. We have lost out on them. Now coming on to the political
but sir, hang on, sir. Did you seriously expect India to launch an attack on 150 terrorist camps?
Look,
what were you looking at? Were you looking at an all-out war between India and Pakistan, or one which was proportionate and one where India stopped expanding the scope of when Pakistan came to the table?
See, it does not matter. When we are...
Sir, we are nuclear-armed nations. We are fighting a conflict underneath that umbrella.
Look, Vishnu, we are a professional army. We have got the standing army, which is much larger and much bigger. We have a huge might. 1971 operations, we have shown it, and we have, bifurcated Pakistan into 2. This was the time we had initiative. We had the political will.
The initiative
from the,
to take
from
out
the opposition.
150 terror camps.
Look, when you are deciding, what I'm saying is that our military was given only 9 targets. They could have given more, and we would
You
have
said
achieved.
that they should
And for
target
the last 4
150.
years,
Is that realistic?
One more important point. Last 4 years, the entire BJP top brass, all leaders across the country, they've been saying that POK lekar aayenge. This was the time we could have
All right.
done
So
that.
you believe that
And
we should
on
have gone
10th
into POK on this
and 10th
particular occasion.
and 10th
All right. Okay,
and
sir,
10th
your time
just
is ended.
last
I have only
just
1
last
minute
point,
left.
Vishnu.
Gopal Krishna
Vishnu,
Agarwal, you have 1 minute to make your final point before I move on. Go ahead, sir.
I just want to ask my panelists is that there for more than 60 years and UPA ruled this. What was their response to the terrorism? Now they are showing such valor. There is a marked difference in the way the terrorism attack from cross border are tackled now. Definitely, terrorism is a issue for India. But how do we react? How do we take Pakistan onto the task? And our defense capability has been established. Global level, our defense industry has been hailed for such advancement into our capabilities. So, what I want to just say is, they just have a negative attitude for the country's defense capabilities, in national interest.
All right.
Why can't they celebrate whatever
All
is
right.
possible?
So we
There
should
are
celebrate as well.
definitely, as
Okay,
you said-
okay, gentlemen, the Prime Minister in a couple of hours will be reaching the United Kingdom. We do need to talk about that UK-India free trade agreement. As far as this discussion is concerned, thanks for joining me.